Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, March the 9th. Welcome to our video commentary. Well, some big news regarding North Korea. We learned last night that President Trump and the leader of North Korea will be visiting over the next, couple of months. They're going to do it before May. We don't know where, but my guess is that it'll be in South Korea. That's probably the most logical place for this to happen, or it could happen somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm guessing South Korea. They could also meet somewhere else. It's not that important right now. But I like the idea that they're meeting, and I like the idea that they're meeting. Now, in the past, I've always been very skeptical of conversations with North Korea or any communist regime, and I'm still skeptical. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want you to think that I am, under any illusions. I think you're basically meeting with a North Korean leader who has in the past broken agreements or lied or taken advantage of whatever concession has been made on behalf of his country. I mean, that's clearly the case with the agreement that they reached with President Clinton in 1994. But the reason I'm optimistic this time, the reason I'm optimistic is because I think China may be behind all of this. China may be moving its influence or doing something here that has made North Korea more willing to change or at least change its behavior. You also have some other realities, too, that have become apparent over the last few months. Look, there was recently a soldier who escaped from North Korea. And when we took a look at this guy was undernourished. So who knows what kind of state their army is in. They may have an army that is so hungry and so starving that it may not be anywhere near the power that they say they have. They also have all kinds of problems. North Korea, of course, does not have a strong economy. They have hungry people. They don't have a good situation. So all of this is in play, and especially now that China, I think, in my opinion, is really forcing North Korea to change. My guess is that China understands two things. Number one, President Trump will attack if he has to. That's very important. President Trump will attack and push the button, as they say, if he has to. I think that's been made very clear to the Chinese, and my guess is that the Chinese have made that very clear to North Korea. So that's number one. Number two, I think China is probably sick and tired of North Korea. And China would like to see North Korea look a lot more like South Korea. That is a prosperous economy with a growing middle class. China wants markets. I mean, let's face it. They want markets for their products, and they want economic success, and they want economic growth. And North Korea doesn't offer any of that to China. Now, they do get some raw materials from China, and they do get some cheap labor from China, but it comes at a very heavy price. The price of having to put up with this crazy nut, firing missiles and doing potentially a nuclear test. So I think China is maybe the different player this time than in previous negotiations. So what will happen at the meeting, I don't know. My guess is that President Trump will make it very clear to North Korea that if they're fooling around or buying time, it's going to be a very costly and risky proposition. What I hope will happen out of all of this is that North Korea and South Korea could at least come together economically so that some of the prosperity that South Korea enjoys could maybe go north, and the people of North Korea can benefit from all of this because they certainly have not benefited from the North Korean government. So I'm under no illusions. I have no unreal expectations. But if we can lower the volume, if we can decrease the chance of a military confrontation in the region, if we can stop North Korea from doing all these stupid things, firing all these missiles and pretending that they are some kind of a military superpower, if we can do all of that by talking, that's great. That's great. I'm all for that. And let's see what happens. We'll see what happens in a couple of months. But something good is happening here, and I think the movement behind all of this, I really do, is coming from China, as well as the understanding that President Trump is not going to play games with North Korea too much longer. Thank you for watching, folks. We have all of these over at YouTube. We have them on Twitter, and we have them on my blog. Bye-bye, everybody.